natin. Hindi nyo ma-import, put up a farm. You have to align. So napakaraming magagandang panukala ngayon. But is it aligned with the national government, the local government, and the private sector? So yes, Mr. President, sa resolution na to, 15 days lang po nilagay natin. It's because in 15 days, we would know if the crisis is getting bigger or kung wala na. So I don't think there's a problem that we expect the worst or prepare for the worst. Kung hindi, nandyan yung contingency plan. Lastly, Mr. President, let's not miss opportunities. Ang lahat ng crisis, may winners, may losers. Ang problema, minsan big winner, minsan big loser. And ang problema, Mr. President, usually ang loser is yung mahirap. So mahirap na tao, mahirap na municipality, maliliit na businesses. Usually, yun ang talo kasi medyo talikamay nila eh. Pero dun po sa mas malalim ang bulsa, nakikita nila yung opportunities eh, di ba? So, for example, kung lahat ng pera mo nasa stock market bumaksak, wala ka ng choice kung hindi hintayin na lang. Or i-withdraw or ibenta mo, lugi ka na. Pero yung sobrang lalim ng bulsa, pagbaksak, time to buy. And then gaganda na naman. So, there are things that will divide us. For example, nuclear power. Some of us believe in it, some don't. But for example, electric vehicles. No? Parating sinasabi, electric vehicles kasi gas-led din naman yung mga power plants natin. But that's not always true. No? So the point, Mr. President, is this is to prepare us not only for the challenges, but also for the opportunities. And although there has been Supreme Court decision saying na hindi pwede yung executive legislative, meaning may gagawin yung executive na actual body and then may member ang executive. But I think if it's consensus building, kung sino man yung mga chairman natin na critical sa nangyayari, makakatulong na magsama-sama. And lastly, Mr. President, as I close and as I pray that God will show us the opportunity, show us the challenges, strengthen us, help us to have a little bit, kung hindi man total, a little bit of political ceasefire at mag-focus muna sa maaring malalaking problema. May I ask that as a gesture with your permission that all members become authors of this resolution. And of course, if there are any amendments, whether to style or substance, it is by no means a perfectly crafted resolution. Thank you, Mr. President, and I submit to the direction that the majority leader wants regarding the resolution.
Well, I have been browsing through it, and I saw that there are 23. You are the principal author, but there are 22 other co-authors. I can be made a co-sponsor, the lone co-sponsor.
That would be an honor, Mr.
Because I'm
President.
the only one who did not sign because I was late. I was not able to read it before you filed it.
Well, you're only late once. I'm late all the time, Mr. President. So it will be an honor if you will be the principal sponsor.
I will be honored if I am made a co-sponsor of the measure. And all the senators listed as co-authors remain as co-authors. Majority Leader.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. We have another member who wishes to also co-sponsor the measure. May we recognize Senator Joel Villanueva, Mr. President.
May I be recognized, Mr. President?
Senator Joel Villanueva is
Thank you.
recognized.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Distinguished colleagues, Mr. President, we rise to co-sponsor this important resolution urging the executive branch to establish a national contingency framework and plan that will allow our government to better anticipate, prepare for, and respond to major domestic and international crises. Recent global developments, particularly the ongoing tensions in the Middle East, remind us, Mr. President, that in today's interconnected world, crises rarely remain confined in one region. They ripple outward through energy markets, supply chains, and labor markets, eventually affecting the daily lives of ordinary citizens. For the Philippines, the implications are immediate and significant. We import the vast majority of our petroleum requirements making us highly vulnerable to global oil price volatility. And at the same time, millions of Filipinos live and work overseas, many of them in the Middle East. In moments of geopolitical uncertainty, the safety of our overseas Filipino workers and the stability of our economy become closely intertwined. This is why preparedness must be both strategic and people-centered, as mentioned a while ago by our Minority Leader, Senator Alan Cayetano. A national contingency framework must ensure that when global shocks occur, whether from conflict, energy disruptions, or economic instability, the burden does not fall disproportionately on those who can least afford it. Our farmers, fisher folks, transport workers, minimum wage earners, and vulnerable households. In anticipation of extraordinary oil volatility, this representation filed Senate Bill number 1922, which seeks the temporary suspension of fuel excise taxes during periods of severe global price spikes. Such time-bound and clearly defined adjustments may serve as a pressure valve to moderate inflation and cushion the impact on ordinary Filipino families. Mr. President, kanina ho, nag-hearing na ang Senate Committee on Ways and Means headed by Senator Pia Cayetano. Kanina rin po, nagpapirma na po siya ng committee report. And we again commend our dear colleague. We also filed Senate Bill number 549 or the Pantawid Pangbangka program, which seeks to provide fuel assistance to our fisher folk, recognizing that rising fuel costs do not only affect transportation, but also food production and food security. In previous Congresses, Mr. President, we likewise supported the Pantawid Pasada program, which helped provide targeted fuel subsidies to public utility drivers struggling with rising fuel prices. These measures are guided by a simple principle, Mr. President. Sa panahon po ng krisis, hindi sapat ang plano lamang. Kailangan may agarang tulong na mararamdaman ng ating mga kababayan, lalo na po yung pinaka-nangangailangan. Our experience during COVID-19 pandemic underscored the importance of swift and coordinated government action. Through the Bayanihan laws, Congress was able to mobilize emergency measures to protect our workers, sustain livelihoods, and assist Filipino families during one of the most difficult periods in our recent history. Nakita po natin kung gaano kahalaga ang mabilis, malinaw, at magkakaugnay na tugon ng pamahalaan sa gitna ng krisis. The challenge before us right now, Mr. President, is to ensure that the lessons of those difficult years translate into lasting institutional preparedness. Because crisis will come. The question is not whether they will arrive, but whether we will be ready when they do. Kaya ang tanong po, Ginoong Pangulo, handa po ba tayo kapag dumating ang susunod na krisis? And for these reasons, we echo the call of this resolution for the swift development of a comprehensive national contingency plan guided by a whole-of-government and whole-of-nation approach. Ang paghahanda po ngayon ang pinakamabisang panangga ng ating bansa para bukas. We express our full support